In our previous videos, we discussed extensively the plot of the novel Second Class Citizen, and in another video also we discussed extensively the themes in the novel and the thematic concern in the novel. Today we'll be looking at the characters, the analysis of the characters, and characterization. Who are the major characters in the novel Second Class Citizen by Buchi Emecheta, and what are the roles that each character play in the novel. So we'll be looking at them one after another, talking about the roles, the major roles that each of the character play. And if you haven't listened and watched the previous videos, they are in the channel. Please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, and also search for the videos of the plot of the novel, the themes of the novel, and this one, characters and characterization. The next video will be on a significant incident in the novel, the narrative point, and the setting. So please subscribe so that you will be notified anytime a video is uploaded. And also in the channel we have a lot of videos on analysis of poems, drama texts, and other novels. You can also check to see the one that you need. So we are going straight now to the analysis of the characters. Who are the characters and what have they, each one of them, done in the novel? The first person we are going to be discussing on is Ada Ophili. Ada Ophili is the major character in the story. In fact, Ada Ophili is said to be the fictional personality of the writer Buchi Emecheta. So Ada Ophili is her name. She's from Ibuza, and her father is also from Ibuza. Her father is Ibuza man, and her mother is from Ibuza also. So you can see that the marriage was mainly is a communal marriage. And when Ada Ophili also grew up, Ada Ophili also married an Ibuza man again called Francis. So Ada Obi become her name in marriage, because Obi is the father of the husband. And in the Igbo traditional society in Nigeria, the name of the husband or the name of the father of the husband will be the surname of the woman when she's married to the man. So if your name is Francis, your wife would be maybe Jane Francis, or bearing the name of your father. So that is how the traditional Igbo society operated at the time when this novel was written. And then we saw that Ada Obi is a very intelligent girl, a scholar, somebody who desires to go to school, but because of the situation of her family, she was unable to go to school. She dreamt of going to the United Kingdom also. And when the family have a little money to take care of Ada, but they were more concerned about taking care of the Ada's younger brother, which is called Boy, because in the Igbo society at that time, gay child education is not so given prominence. It's not given attention much. So instead of taking the girl child to school, they rather marry them off and use the bride price to sponsor those who are male boy child education. So that was the situation that Ada also faced. Ada was the first, but the younger brother was going to a very good school, and that was not even going to school at all because she's a female. She will be married off to another man, and then the money the family get from that will be used to take care of her younger brother in school. So the family is poor, and it was a really challenging period for Ada. But we saw that later Ada got to school. She went to the school, Mr. Ko, and then she sat in the class. Everybody was looking at her, and from there she was able to go to this primary school, got a scholarship to secondary school, and then she finished secondary school, started working in a library in Lagos, and she has to marry because she doesn't have a home. She doesn't have a home. So she got married, and then from there, she later got to United Kingdom, and then he studied sociology, um, then became a degree holder, and later become a scholar. So you can pause the video and read what is written on the slide. Now, the second person we are going to be discussing on is Francis Obi. Who is Francis Obi? He is the one that is the husband of Ada. And then what did he do? He did not take much responsibility of himself and his family. Rather, he wishes to study accounting. She wants to be an accountant, and then she go to England to achieve his aim. But what happened at the end? He failed the exam several times. And then Ada was the one sponsoring him, because Ada was working with a library in Lagos, and then Ada was sending the money to him to take good care of his school at that time. Note that at that time in Nigerian society, dollar and naira are equal. So the sponsoring of or sending money to Francis was not so hard for Ada at that time, because the dollar bill and the naira bill are equal in value at that time. So we saw that Francis is an irresponsible husband. Why? Because he did not take the responsibility of taking good care of his children, and then his wife also, he does not pay much attention. In fact, he was angry with the wife Ada, because Ada did not cry for him when he was going at the airport. The mother of Francis, the sisters of Francis were crying, but Ada was not crying, but rather Ada was very sad, deeply sad inside. But Francis did not see sad. As long as tears did not come from the eyes of Ada, Ada is not a very good wife, according to him. So he's irresponsible, and if he's not even struggling, he doesn't have the zeal to struggle to survive. He accepted being second-class citizen and then doing many second-class job in the United Kingdom, and even his school, he was just failing, not performing well in the school. And even when Ada was working, he was not so comfortable when Ada was working with a library in the United States, because he believed Ada is any more than him, and then it seems that Ada want to turn him to a servant husband. Okay, so he tore out Ada's manuscript several times, and then he's very violent, did not respect the wife, and did not even take good care of his family. Now see another major character in the play, in the novel rather, is Big Pa. Who is Big Pa? Is Francis' father. Note Ada's father died before Ada finished secondary school, and then as a result of that, Ada's father did not play much role in the novel, although he was a good father to his children before his death. And then Ada's mother married to another man. So Big Pa is Francis' father. Francis' father is a very intelligent father, and he also wishes Ada to stay back in Nigeria, in Lagos, so that Ada will be feeding him his family. Because when Ada collects salary, he will give some part to the Francis father, send a part of the salary to Francis in United Kingdom, take some of the part to pay school fees and sponsor the school of Francis' sister. So he was virtually working for the family. And then Big Pa does not want Ada to leave for United Kingdom, because he fears that if Ada go, the money he is enjoying now, he will not enjoy it. He doesn't want Ada to leave his job to go to United Kingdom. But Ada later promised him that when she gets to United Kingdom, he will be sending money every week. That was the reason why the father and mother of Francis was permitted Ada to go. And at that time, when you marry, even the decision about your life, you don't take it. It is the family of your husband and your husband that can take decision for you in the old Igbo traditional society. Now, looking at it again, see another character. We have Boy. It's Ada's younger brother, who started going to school before Ada. Even when the day Ada was going to United Kingdom, Boy also came around. But Ada's family was not so comfortable with Ada because Ada married or gave herself out for marriage. So all the expenses that Francis supposed to do for Ada's marriage were not done. So it was only boy that was so close to Ada. The rest of the family members who were not blood relation to Ada were not so comfortable because what they supposed to eat or enjoy when Ada was getting married were not paid. So Ada was kind to boy. He loves boy, consider boy as part of her, and then accompany Ada to the airport when Ada was going to the United Kingdom. It was the family relation that is close to Ada among all. Now look at another person, Mr. Cole. Who is Mr. Cole? He's a Sierra Leonean and living in the neighborhood of Ada, next door in Akinwumi Street in Lagos. So he is a teacher in the Methodist High School, just by the corner of the house. The school is not far from the house, and then he was the one who helped Ada to go to school. In fact, when the day Ada was going to school, it was his class that Ada went to. So it was really a good moment because all the students were surprised having a new person in their class, but Mr. Ko was able to manage the class, and then Ada sat, and that was how Ada was able to manage to go to school. So you can see the novel also portray the struggling spirit of the girl child in the old Nigerian society. Today, any child or a female child can get a good attention from the family, sponsoring her education. But at that time, in the traditional society, even to date, in some villages in Nigeria today, in the Igbo society, women are also not giving high attention. Some of them go to public schools that do not even have teacher, and then their male counterparts go to good school owned by private individuals that are very expensive and have teaching quality of education. So we have, apart from that, we have setting of the novel. The novel is set in Lagos and at the same time in London. So part of it, the struggling life of Ada was set in Lagos, and her surviving life in the United Kingdom was set in London. So Lagos and London are the two settings in the novel. And the narrative point of view uses what omniscient narrative approach. The novel is omniscient, uses omniscient narrative approach. Why? Because the narrator knows everything about the major character and even about other characters in the story. So that is one of the nature of a omniscient narrative, particularly when rhetorical questions are asked. In addition to the use of description, the narrator knows things, how to respond to it. Okay, so it is omniscient narrative, largely omniscient narrative, and then first person where he use I sometimes, also narrating about the other narrating the story about himself or about herself also. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. We are going to be uploading another video on the literary devices used in the novel and the figures of speech. Make sure you are part of it. Thank you very much.